Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids, and today we've a tough decision ahead of us. A really tough decision. Apologies as well for missing the video yesterday. It was a bank holiday Monday, so I had a big meetup with my friends, went out, had an actual drink of alcohol for the first time in absolutely months because I have been sick, but I'm doing much better at the moment. So I said, hey, I'll risk just one. It was like a cocktail bar. I got like a whiskey sour, which wasn't very nice actually. So it's kind of like, bummer. I wanted an Aperol Spritz because it's actually really sunny in Ireland at the moment, quite summery. But they were out of Prosecco. How do you run out of Prosecco? What the hell? They had. So yeah, there we go. Anyway, enough about me and what's been going on with me. First of all, we have a crazy 10x event on today and tomorrow. And I also see, actually, I can fix this real fast. So you'll just miss some of my hand. Oh, there we go. You're going to miss some of my hand. Like I said, it's a sunny day and I have the blind open. So that's why I'm probably blindingly white and why there was a thing in the background there. But Taras today from a 10x and Marichka tomorrow. These are two of the absolute strongest champions in the game. A real example, I would say, of power creep in the game as well. They are blatantly overpowered with absolutely crazy passives, not to mention the rest, like decreasing enemy attack, which is crazy, putting out a fear for free in a bunch of factions at the start of the turn. This can actually be a weakness because he can get polymorphed because it cannot be resisted. So he can actually polymorph himself. One of the weaknesses of Taras, perhaps the only weakness. And then, of course, just takes half damage from all skills. I just take half damage from all skills. That's just how I am. With then, obviously, an AoE nuke that scales from each buff. So he's like Seer 2.0, plus obviously increasing stuff, healing him, all crazy stuff. This champion is ridiculous. Marichka, likewise, totally ridiculous. I feel like between the two, I would rather have the Taras, I think, than the Marichka. That's sort of based on my account. I think her passive is crazy as well. I was talking about this in the must build legendaries at YST. There's actually no cooldown on this revive. Whenever she dies, there's no cooldown. The cooldown is on this active effect, but this is just a passive effect. Just revives her whole team whenever she dies. Every single time that she dies, which is insane. Yeah, this champion is nuts. Just crazy. It was interesting. I saw Ash did a video on this as well. And he was saying, I think he's going to pull for them. And that before this, he wanted them to be nerfed. But now that he's pulling, he doesn't want them to be nerfed. Okay, that's like I guess that's an uncharitable way of me to put it. But basically, I can totally understand it, right? I can totally understand it because my expectation as well is that surely these champions must be nerfed at some point. Surely they must be nerfed because they are so powerful, so dominant, and they're void legendary as well. So, how do they release stuff that can beat these champions in the future? I mean, they're so strong right now, they kind of almost crowd out, a lot of the alternate strategies in the game. In terms of arena, if you look at the top arena during Platinum Reset, if you look at the top of Live Arena, Taras and Marichka are just all over the place. They're so good. Issue is, of course, they're Ukrainian, so I don't know. I think they might do a small nerf. Like, I think, giving this passive a cooldown would be pretty fair. With Taras, probably nerfing this passive as well be pretty fair. And they're still crazy. They're still overpowered as hell, but a little more reasonable. But I don't know. What do you guys think about that? How would you like to see these champions change? Should they be changed? Obviously, the problem that Ash had is like, man, it's a dick move. Basically, if you come in and you do a big 10x on these champions and then you nerf them afterwards, that kind of sucks. I kind of feel like give it maybe give it 3 months or so and then nerf them afterwards. It's like, hey, you got to smash through all of Live Arena for free, basically, for the first 3 months or so with these super overpowered champions. We're toning them back now because they are blatantly too strong. And there you go. It puts me off pulling for them, honestly, because I feel like they should be nerfed. And that's sort of my approach to it. Is unpopular, I will admit. It's unpopular, but I think if something is blatantly overpowered like these champions, they should really be toned back a bit. I prefer to have good game balance, but it's an issue with gacha games, right? Which is that people will invest actual real money into pay to win, buying these champions, and then if you go out and nerf them, it's very frustrating. Even if you don't pay to win, even if you're free to play and your champions that you've built up and you feel passionate about get nerfed, that is a really demoralizing and demotivating thing. And it's something that Plarium really tries not to do. I think it's sort of important here. I think, yeah, I think it probably should happen, but let me know what you think about it. I am curious. I also want to talk about this. Artifact. Oh, before we talk about artifact enhancement, what should I do here? So this is my current mercy timer, as it were. So ancients and sacreds, we're not looking so hot in the mercy timer. It's not happening anytime soon. But voids is really close. Last time I pulled some voids was a few during the Michinaki summon rush. I'm actually 153 pulls in with no legendary champion, which means for my mercy timer, we are 47 obviously off starting the mercy timer, 67 off effectively guaranteed hitting gold. I don't have 67 shards. I have 40. I could go and buy shards and pull. I'm conflicted about it. What would you do if you were me? What would you do? I'm also very curious about that because I think it's a difficult decision. Taras and Marichka are both so overpowered. Because they're voids, 10x events for voids aren't so bad. I could easily see that. I could easily see people arguing and saying, yo, that's totally worth the risk. Go for it. Downside is, number one, the biggest downside, I have to go spend money, which I don't really want to do. I bought the sack of gems. I've spent money recently. I don't really want to spend more. So that's probably the biggest downside for me. It would obviously mean, being depleted of void shards again, missing a guaranteed void in the future. But the guaranteed void's been decent, I'd say, but nowhere near as powerful as Taras Marichka. So yeah, but then again, maybe a bit more free-to-play friendly. Not really, though. Like, are guaranteed voids free-to-play friendly? I would say no. They're so end game or pay to win. I don't feel like it's very free-to-play friendly. I don't feel like missing out on them. I'm missing out on making relevant content for you. It's a difficult decision. It really is. It really is. Artifact Enhancement. This event is actually great. I saw, I was cracking up at this. I went on to Reddit basically straight after this came out, and there was already, what trash reward is this, Plarium? What? Look at this artifact enhancement. This is by far the best artifact enhancement event we have ever seen. This is so much better than what we've seen before. Actually crazy. So what rewards do we have in here? I've already grabbed the big ones, and I'm still going to go for the rest of these as well. Like the Chaos Ore, I definitely want to grab it, and it's not too much more than the oil in the grand scheme of things. I'm going to be slow rolling this, by the way, just because I really need to do a gear clear out. So I'm just going to be going through my gear, rolling everything I haven't rolled up to 8, seeing what's good, selling what's bad, roll the good pieces then up to 12, sell what's bad, keep what's good. Did I say sell what's good, keep what's bad? I don't know. I might have. You get what I mean, though. So roll them up to 8 first, then roll up to 12. Maybe take a few good pieces up to 60. I'm pretty close to capping this out, though. So rolling stuff to 16, I think is going to max it out too quickly. Might just save the really, really good pieces at level 15 for the next Artifact Enhancement or CVC or whatever. But yeah, big rewards in here. The rarity charms are really nice. Rank charms, Core Hammers, the Magic Steel, all that stuff's actually pretty okay. But then you've got 50 Lesser Oil, 50 Greater Oil, and this is the big one, 50 Superior Oil, even 20 Core Hammers right there. This is great. And then 6-star Chaos Ore, both epic and legendary. This is really good. Artifact enhancement events usually suck. They usually are absolutely terrible, and it's just something you do because why not? You do it for the sake of doing it. Just a bit of patience and rolling up your gear, and you get something extra. You might as well, but it's kind of rubbish. This is fantastic. I did do 10 runs. Of Sand Devil. It's kind of small. Sorry, let me zoom that in a little bit. Oh, there we go. Zoom that in. I can use my scroll wheel. Of course I can. Usually Sand Devil stage 24 with Godseeker Ninja takes me about 3 minutes on average. I would say this run is a little bit slow. It can be a bit faster. This is what I got for 10 runs. So it took about half an hour. 180 energy. I got 42 small, 30 medium, and 5 big. So certainly in comparison to what's available in here, the lesser oil is really not that exciting, but hey, it's nice to get, The 50 medium oil, not so bad actually. That's okay. That's equal to a good chunk of energy, I would say. But then the 50 big oil, that's actually fantastic. 50 superior oil. It's going to take you a long, long time to go and grind that out. That is a pretty big deal for a lot of players, and especially because artifact enhancement, you have to save up a ton of silver, but it's pretty accessible. To even get any of this medium oil, you need to be beating stage 10 for a lot of players. That's probably really hard to do, and certainly to farm it 100% consistent in a reasonable time frame, that's probably very tough. To actually get the big oil, you have to beat stage 17. That is extremely difficult. Like, let's not beat around the bush here. It's not easy. And again, to farm this in a reasonable time at 100% consistency takes a long time. So yeah, basically 50 big oil. That's one of the best rewards they've done, superior oil. So I think if you have the resources to do this artifact enhancement, I would strongly encourage you to do it. I think it's kind of a no-brainer if you can. It is amazing. I think it's quite funny as well because we also, while I was missing yesterday, and this ice golem event started or tournament started, which is absolutely horrendous rewards in here. Like a rare book, you get 1 ancient shard, 20 brews. Come on, dude. You get 1 6-star. Is that defense or defense percent? I don't know which one. Glyph. I mean, that's kind of nice, right? But man, talk about underwhelming for 3,000 points. 3,000. Yeah, you can see there's really not many people here going for this at all in my group. I think that's the best thing about this particular event is, you know, if you had energy to burn and you had the time to do it, I was missing the whole day, so I'm too late really to join in. I don't really want to. But it's such a bad tournament that you know, people aren't going to go for it. You could maybe come in and get some of that 6-star epic relentless if you're willing to burn your energy for it, which makes it actually pretty okay at that point if you come first. So yeah, it might be one of the better tournaments to attempt to come first, but I'm kind of late giving you guys that info. So yeah, sorry. I just wasn't at my PC all day, so I couldn't do it. Yeah, this artifact enhancement, really good. I have one other tip to give you guys, and I've totally forgotten what it is. Yeah, forgotten. I will say though, champion trading starting tomorrow. This could be really good. It's hard to say. If it's like Ice Golem, it's a waste of time. We know there's going to be a Fire Knight tournament coming later in the week. That's probably going to be quite like Ice Golem, so I'd imagine Fire Knight's going to be kind of a waste of time as well. This champion training is probably the other one I'm looking out for. This could be pretty good. So yeah, if this is like artifact enhancement, this could be a great time to do some champ training. Even just preparing food champions, just getting them up to like 4-star level 1, stick them in your vault and save up those champions for when the next champion training comes. That's part of a fusion or whatever. Could be a decent time to do it. The Forge Pass is just expired for anyone that bought that, so you're missing that bonus XP. But hey, it could still be a good thing. But yeah, look, guys, I think that's all the news I had to cover. I'm frustrated. I did have another tip, and I've totally forgotten. It's completely slipped my mind as to what it is. I have no idea. So sorry. Hopefully, it wasn't too important, and I apologize. But look, there you go. That's sort of what's going on. These crazy Void 10x events. Are you pulling? Should I pull? I'm curious what you think. And like I said, definitely go. I've remembered my tip for anyone who stayed this far. I've remembered my tip. So the tip is, if you want to get 6-star speed boots with a speed awakening on them, it's going to be extremely difficult to get that from Dragon because, you know, speed is only what, 1 of 9 chance to drop. Then you have to get speed boots. They have to be 6-star. They have to then roll the speed awakening as well, or speed ascension. It's super unlikely. What you can do, because you can ascend common boots, right? You can do it. You just have to get them to level 12. So you can come in and you can just farm stage 6-6 of Nightmare Campaign. It drops 3 to 6-star speed boots in the speed set. So obviously, you know, you still have the chance they could be attack percent, flat defense percent, etc. There's still a small chance, but it's not bad. This is probably your best way to get 6-star speed boots, roll them up to 12 to do this artifact enhancement perhaps, and then go and ascend them with your just the 1 level of ascension. Find a pair of boots that ascend with speed, and boom, there you go. Especially for your speed champions, this makes a really big difference. Like for my Arbiter, I was actually lucky. I had, for all of the speed boots at my account, I actually have a really nice pair with HP percent, defense percent here, which actually got the speed ascension. So I was super lucky. It was the first piece of gear I ascended on my account for that extra speed. It can make a pretty big difference. I just found one today, actually. I've been going through sort of bit by bit my different gear and ascending it. I found actually Margain's wearing it right now. She's actually got speed boots with speed, so I'm going to be going through and upgrading these. And these are also really good, I would say, with defense percent 2 rolls and 1 roll in accuracy. Very solid pair of boots in Swift Parry. So yeah, that would be my tip, is that you can go and at least get the speed boots with speed, double speed boots, all the speed that you could want from campaign. Is probably the most consistent way to do it. They'll have terrible substats, but you know what? Who cares? It's going to give you a big chunk of extra speed, which is the most important thing. It's just going to take you literally years to get even 1 pair of speed boots with speed from Dragon. So Yeah, and when you do, happy days. Congrats. Great. That's a nice upgrade. But yeah, something to consider. Hopefully that was an interesting tip. We talked about it on the live stream last time for Clan versus Clan. Look, this video is long enough. I'll see you all next time. Thumbs up and goodbye.